Yo, what's up, YouTube family? This is Marco from King Street Capital. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the video. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm just here doing my Sunday markup of my pairs, the pairs that I will be going into this week, the upcoming weeks. And I thought it would be cool to just share it with someone, and maybe there's some of you that will find it quite interesting, and that some of the tips might help you in your trading journey. Before I give you some amazing tips and tricks, please, if you do like the video, it will really mean a lot to me. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, visit my Instagram page, King Street Capital, my Facebook page, King Street Capital FX, and we'll be sure to, you'll see some amazing content there. It's not just about the charts, it's business, it's life, it's spiritual, it's health, mental and physical, and we would really like to share that with each and every one of you. All right, without no further ado, let's jump straight into the charts. I'm really going to start with the dollar index. All right, I'm starting here on the daily. Usually I already did it in the weekly, so let's actually go from there. All right, in the weekly, we can see we have a strong momentum up that it's been struggling to get into the bullish area again. But if we can see, there's a zone here. So one thing that you should know, whatever you're doing in the present, you should always look left in your trading. That's the rule. That's the rule before crossing the road. In our case, it's a rule before taking a trade. So always look left. Always see what's happening. So if we look left, what we see, there was a resistance area that held for a couple of weeks, and it seems to be quite strong. And remember, this is moving through some of these, but trading, there's no, although psychological lines and price are a great way to use, or a great tool to use when you trade, it really comes through as like a zone that you need to look out for. Right, so this is the zone that we're seeing held. From resistance, it turned to support, and it has tested this also for a few weeks. So you can really see that there was a push here, and there are buyers that came in here that's quite strong. So it really made like a little box. So this is accumulation phase. So the market also does breathing exercises, is what I'd like to call it. So just with like breathing and meditation and breathing exercises and getting your body to calm biologically, you take a so it's breath in, breathe out. So this is what the market is doing. Whether you take this as a breathe in, breathe out. Let's say, for instance, this is a breathe. Now we like really breathing in, taking everything we can before we continue back up. So this is after this bullish move. This is just consolidation move towards upside, I believe. So I'm more bullish on this. So as you go down to the lower time frames, you'll see the bullish momentum, and that this level still holds. We are far from, but as I said, always look left. So left, look at this area, look at this area. So these are the areas that will give you struggle. This is the guy that you need to respect. So this will be resistance. Um, so this is just like the type of things that you really need to look out for. This is where the guy has now struggled. But these are your guys, but this is the guy that you need to be out for. So this is a better support level. We'll see what it does there, but if we go down to our next pair, I'm not really going into the dollar index too low. It just gives me like an overall trend that I'm following the US for, because I'm trading the US pairs as well. Right, the big one, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and so many other tech guys, the biggest, the richest people in the world, the biggest names that we know. This is their companies are included into the US 100, the Nasdaq. So this is an indice that I love to trade. I've really made some good money from this, and I know some of you have too. So as we are down on the weekly, overall, we can just see Nasdaq has moved up. This is, it's really not much to say about that. It is all the way up. And why is that? Because you have the biggest companies in Nasdaq. Those guys are not going to fail anytime soon. So we're moving with the momentum up now. On the weekly, we've seen that it has pulled back at this area, pushed through this previous resistance, and is now testing as support for a few weeks. We are seeing this candle move particularly strong to the downside. Excuse me there. But we see this as I said, push up, breathe back, just accumulation phase, just to push further up. So even with a weekly, I can do this. Let's say, for instance, and what I'm going to do is as I go through, I'm just doing what I usually check for. I already have the strategies and every movements and all the particulars that are in place or that goes with the market. So if it does seem a bit too easy, just understand there's a lot of variables that I took into account when checking for things that I potentially will trade. So those are things that you might have seen also in my previous videos that I've shot. You can find it on YouTube and Instagram on my page, King Street Capital, and YouTube King Street Capital FX. I've posted some nice videos and content just to show you how I flip accounts, how I trade, and some things that I put together. But if there's anything you would like to see, just let me know. All right, moving on. This is where we had the push that was strong enough to break the previous resistance, tested as support. This is really like a flag pattern. So I'm looking for, okay, no, sorry. So I'm just going to clone this just to show you that more or less the area or the length of the second push and continuation. So I like to look at psychological price. As I said, this is at 16, this line, horizontal line is at 15,600 currently. So although that is a great zone or price to look at, I'm really looking at the whole zone, and the lower the market comes, the better for me, because remember, that is a cheaper price. If it goes lower or higher, just remember that you're getting it at a better price or you're selling it at a better price if it's high. So if it goes higher, don't worry. That's how you shop. If you do a buy and sell store, you would like to sell it at a reasonably high or as high as possible, or price that is at as high as possible. And if you're buying, you would like to buy at the lowest price possible. That is how we do shopping in everyday life. You don't want to, say something is too cheap. If you want to buy it, like, oh no, this is too cheap. This, this cup is too cheap. I can't buy it. No one says that. So you should think about it the same in trading. Same as if you're selling something, would like to sell it at the highest bidder, and that is what will give you the best return. So if at least it's already starting to show me something at that price, but it's still a strong move down. But if it goes in a bit deeper, I will see once the market opens what happens at this price. But I am bullish biased. I do believe this thing will cross this area of 16,400 and even along, sorry about this, and even it might even go to 16,800. Let's see. I do believe that, yeah, easily this can cross this area, but remember, always look left. So you will find some resistance here. And let's go down to the daily. Show you the lines we bought. So these are the lines that we hit up on the weekly chart. You're seeing on the daily, we've already marked it up. This is that zone that I'm talking about. So this zone is the one that we are looking into next week. But we can see here, look left, look left. So you want to really focus on this big guy that came in here. So um, if price will get stopped somewhere here, that's a perfect time to get in. But you see what it does if it closes below, and you can wait. If it breaks above, you can then take a buy after the retest. So it really depends on how you will feel. Obviously, I would feel more comfortable once price gets lower. And as I trade, I really don't look at the break and retest, although there are some certain pairs or certain scenarios that I would do that. But for the most part, I look at just how prices are, how cheap the price is, and how sometimes you get like a probe. Um, Usually, what you get is like we the market is going up, but they really probing to go like going deeper than this price that everyone is buying. So it really stops out some people. So if you going to pull up something, let's say for instance, 15,580, just for instance. So I would really look at, the gentleman at the left. Obviously, I'm going to go on the lower time frame again. So this is, look at this. This is a price that it was. So actually, I was a bit too high. So the levels is really what I will look at. So left, this is going to be my first try. That's going to be, in my opinion, the first best. That's going to be the first best place to buy. Obviously, as it goes deeper, I will get a second best place to buy. So this is going to be also a second next best place I will buy. If I get stopped out here, that's why I'm keeping my position, reasonably small. I don't trade the biggest one, and when I do the first try, I always test the waters and then just wait for price to exhaust itself to the downside, and then I will get back in with a bigger position size because I'm getting in at a lower price, so I'm less at risk than on the first try. So yeah, this is going to be my second one. And as I said, guys, this might take a while, but Nasdaq moves quite quick. I am looking to ride this thing out to 16,600. That's going to be my first level. In between, it will have its all up and downs that it will do. This is a long-term position, but in between, I will be taking buys and sells as it moves up and down. This is a higher time frame. I will do that more in a scalping, you know, sense. Go down to the next pair, USD ZAR. Okay, this is the US dollar versus the South African rand, and I'm from South Africa, proudly African. So thank you all from all over the world that's watching. Really do appreciate it, and it's great to really get together and share things. That's the one thing about trading. And that's why we sometimes share, other than people asking you to share. You really feel like you just want to talk to people of the same kind, if you can call it that. That is all traders, all business, all entrepreneurs. Everyone that's really want to improve their life financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that's what we're here for. That's why we're all together sharing. All right. Now on USD ZAR. All right. Let's start from the weekly. It's really just also a huge move up, and it's really making like a struggle towards the first. Let's see if we can see if there's any channel there. Yes, there is. Okay. So we can really see it's moving into like a channel. It's going, A, B, C, D. And usually with the D, it really completed the formation. But we will see how it reacts. Let's go down further. So as I said, it's really a lot of things that I take into account, subconsciously, because it's already worked into my mind. I've back tested so much times. I've studied the charts, I've studied the pairs. So I really know what immediately when I look at it, how to really interpret and analyze. That really comes with time. you are young, if you are new, don't worry. Everything will happen with time. You really just gotta keep at it consistently. It's not a race, man. You can't expect that big win. You need to, go in, get out again, in, out, do it again. Enter, remove, get out, get in, get out, do it again. That's actually the word. Get in, get out, do it again. Get in, get out, repeat. So once the channel is drawn, you can really just see some areas that I'm already seeing, and really just supply and demand. We're just looking for zones that we can mark off. Let's just get it smaller because in the lower time frames it will be much wider. All right, so this is a zone that I've picked up here. Let's see, more or less which area. 15.747, 15.748-ish area zone. And we see that price has also made another reaction here. Let's do it around this area. What's this? 15.64. Yeah. All right. So within that channel, as we're saying, obviously, we have seen that it's more of a channel that it's making. And this is the second move up. This, as I said, you always have to look left. Left, we see that there's a few challenges. This is resistance, broke through, came down back strong, tested resistance, gave it another try, broke through, tested now as support, went up, but the sellers are still wanting some action. Look left. Someone here push down. You do not want to go against this guy and just keep your prop. Know that he will react. He will seek to keep his territory. Remember that. So you will get some sellers that if you look left, look at these areas. You have to look if your trade is biased in the long term, that's fine. But short term, you do need to check that out. All right, so market opens, you will have to see what it does here. Okay, so it's 15.57 area. So if price will break below, retest, test it as resistance, and then continuation down, because usually a third touch will be a fake out. Also, another thing what we can see, if it comes down, it will create some sort of squeeze here with this table and then the trend line or the channel line, and we will see if it will be continuing up. Apologies, let me go to the lower end. All right, so in the day on the daily, we see another push flag pattern. Tested it a few times, testing it a few times. So I'm banking on looking left. I'm banking on this gentleman or gentlemen, ladies, to market to get up or get back in here. So if it probes, it's a great thing, lower price, but still continuing up. So if we can pull it, for instance, as this, just hit it a clone, and we can see where we might take profit. So we always would see price will protrude because it will show us more or less on the first push it went this much. On the second push, how much energy can you predict? Remember, we're working on probabilities. None of these are to say each trade individually will work. You're working on your strategy. Your strategy has passed few times and enough times for you to feel comfortable that it might work on the next time. But that is just a probability. It might not. And if it's not, remember your stop loss is important. You need to get out of that trade. Very important to remember that. So if I have it like this, I'm going to look left. Let's actually go on the lower time frame. All right. So if I'm going to take it at, let's say 1550, right? Let's draw a line here in 1550, 1550. Just gonna draw a ray. Just make sure it is marked up to 1550. So this is the area I'm going to look for. If it will, and trust me guys, you need to be patient. You need to be so patient and not take it anywhere earlier, right? So if you say your price is 1550, your trade needs to start at 1550. Or you can see what the market does. Usually it probes and it goes in through that price and then will come, flip out, retest, maybe go down and then go back up through that price and then retest there and then continue up. I will be biased on this trade or bullish bias on this trade. If I would check out this trade when it comes to this area, I will wait for the probe. If it probes and it moves through this price, even better, then I can get another cheaper price. And I'm looking, let's say for instance, it will be this area. I'm looking left again, even with my stop loss, we are clear of this guy at least. So the next guy is here. This is way too far. I cannot risk this much move against my position to go in. So I'm really looking at the first side of it, just to be safe. I'm going to probably be exiting there and then give it another chance to maybe like 1620, you see. That's where we will be. So this is, remember, if we look to the left side, we were seeing a few challenges, but I believe that if these real sellers and the big guys want to come back into play, this is where they will want to. They will want to sell at the highest price possible. So I'm banking on these guys to get back in. Further from here, I can take off some profit, leave others running, maybe until 1640, and we'll see what it does there. Moving on. All right, so it is Euro USD. If you look at the weekly, really strong move downwards. Okay, actually after this move up, so strong move down. And we are really seeing price following this line here, this uptrend. So now we need to see what these guys will make us do. If we look at this smaller channel, let's say for instance this started here. Let's do this. It's not really working out for maybe something like this. But let's leave that one out. All right, so we're seeing that it's really moving across, this channel, but it's giving us some sort of a slightish upward movement. See, it came down strong, went back up, came down strong again. Look left, this is the guys challenging that gave a strong up move, and it gave a move past this resistance area. So we are back here. But we are also stuck into this box, right? So there's pushing from the bottom up and there's pushing from the top downward. So this is what we need to anticipate as the week goes in. Is price going to close above 1.14 area or below? Is it going back down and crossing below 1.12 thousand? And this is just technique, I do believe that we are going back down. Let's move to the lower time frame. Okay, great. So as I said, this is the box that we're currently stuck in, and we are also into a sort of accumulation phase. So, but this comes after a strong move downward. Other thing is, these are strong as they've held this level, and price hasn't been back here since June 2021. So we are, did I see this right? June 2021, correct? So this is a strong level to test, but I do believe the sellers are going to give it another try. So this is the push, same thing like a flag. We just give it. This is just estimates, guys. Remember, it's estimates. It's not 100% saying this will work. Trading comes with significant risk, and you shouldn't, go into trade if you don't have background, if you didn't test it, if you didn't read history and read more about trading and anything. Just learn, practice, get better. Okay, and this is more or less, as I said, it might probe. I doubt that it will come back to this area. I doubt that it will test this as a, not now perhaps, maybe we'll get another push down, and then from here buyers might step back in. But for now, we are moving along with the sellers here. So something can happen here. We just see how it's going to close above this price of 1.14. From there, we can make another decision. So this will be the best place to sell. This will be the second best place area to sell. Okay, GBP USD. Just doing this on the daily and weekly, guys, just to give you an overall trend. From there, you can just go into the market and see specific small or lower time frames. I do scalp, but I'm just showing you for a clearer view how the larger time frames look. That is more structured and clean. Okay, the weekly, we're also coming down strong, man. Just down, boom, accumulation, boom, down, accumulation. Okay, but I'm seeing something here. Really into like a box area. So accumulation. And this is after the move down. So I do believe that we are going to see a lower price. We haven't broken this, so we still have a lower low, but we are moving back up here as we see price has gone past. Price has gone past this area, this zone. There's broke past, tested it as support, support again, zone, and also got in back the buyers that was here ready, was ready again. Let's look at the lower time frames. All right, so we see that we are still within the box of the weekly, but now we're just moving to see a closer look. I do believe that we are going to test this area again, this area of 1.42. And market is really just, price has really just made a flag pattern again. As we see, let's take it from this push. We saw previously that it acted as resistance for quite a few months. This is since 2018. It hasn't broken this area really since 2018. And it did it in December 2021. So just recently, guys, we are in January now. Oh no, December 2020. Oh great, okay. And this is, so December 2020, it went broke through. So we have to give it up to these guys, these buyers that really pushed up price from here. Probably from here, let's take the flag pattern from here and see an estimate of where we might be going. So push up, broken everything, always look to your left, came back down, look to your left, who's here? These guys that broke through here, so gave it a bit of resistance. Sellers were still strong, pushed through, but buyers came in. The lower it goes, the lower it goes, the more the bigger guys will get in. obviously it's a cheaper price. Those guys understand you. That's how you buy in real life. So this is where the guys came in. So I've already taken a trade around this zone. And this is also one of those long-term trades that I'm going to keep on watching price and trade it up until here. But let's see from let's take it from this corner. It was already turned. So we can really see it will clearly move towards this area at least. This is going to be another resistance area that will be tested along with these heads. Always look left and see what the people on the left have been doing in the past. So let's go. If we take it here, we might receive resistance here again. Take off some trades, leave a trade running, and I'm going to keep it right until the top. And it might even go higher, but this is where I'll really take off trade. This is not going to happen anytime soon. In between, we can go in and look for the 1 hour time frame. That is something I share with some students, but just to help someone and just to guide you maybe on something that you're already thinking and maybe a direction that you already were biased on. This might help you a lot. Yeah, I think that is all for me. I don't trade a lot of pairs. I just try and keep it simple, clean charts. Start from there. Start from the weekly, move to the daily, 4 hour, and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, King Street Capital. My Instagram handle is King Street Capital, and I will see you on the next video. Happy trading, focus on the mind, meditate, be disciplined. I would encourage you to drill your discipline in. That will really help you. Watch Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone, and all his other videos that will really help you break through the mental barrier that we are dealing with, the biggest part of trading personally, I feel. Thank you for watching. Have a great trading week.